Kentucky news. October 10th, 2010. We have the Louisville Transportation Group to appeal ruling in Bridges lawsuit by Marcus Green, WDRB.com, Louisville, Kentucky. A group opposing the Ohio River Bridges project plans to appeal federal judge's ruling that dismissed a lawsuit over the $2.6 billion construction venture between Kentucky and Indiana. So the Ohio River Bridges project. They're going to be fucking toll roads. They're going to be charging us every time we ever cross from Indiana to Louisville. And, you know, that's some bullshit. William Justice Goebel, who got shot in Kentucky, the only governor in America to ever be assassinated in 1900, he stood up against textbook monopolies. He stood up against toll roads. He stood up against the corporations. He got the Constitution with the anti-corporate language in the current Kentucky Constitution incorporated in there. He got us a new Constitution. He wrote the new Constitution. He fought against the Confederates. He fought against the railroads. So big business. He was like a trust buster. He would have been a New Dealer, a progressive, a Huey Long FDR type before, you know, Huey Long or FDR was even around, 1900. So that was William Justice Goebel. So it is Kentucky tradition to say, fuck these toll roads. We don't like paying toll roads. Build a damn bridge. Let us drive back and forth over them. Toll roads. My God, I loved, you know, I lived in northern Kentucky for a while, and it is really nice just to be able to cross the river, get to your destination, and not worry about the bullshit. You get tolls, you have people have to be driving, you know, they're driving fast, they got a nice little speed, now they got to come to a complete stop, and then go on. And then everybody has to come to a complete stop, and then go on. So you're breaking traffic, you're breaking the flow of traffic, people got to get to work, and you're charging people money to you know, drive on a road that was built with their tax dollars. Louisville-based Coalition for the Advancement of Regional Transportation, which advocates for public transit and other alternatives to automobile use, filed a notice of appeal September 13th with the U.S. Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. The coalition, or CART, C-A-R-T, Coalition for the Advancement of Regional Transportation, argues in court documents that U.S. District Judge John G. Hayburn II erred by not considering evidence relating to changing traffic demand over the past decade and socio-economic impacts from the project, which calls for new spans across the river and a reconfigured interchange where the Interstate 64, 65, and 71 converge near downtown Louisville. In addition, CART alleges that the project's purpose and need was vague and overbroad and used to ratify pre-selected political decisions, rather being a product of agency expertise and was not due differential judicial review. Reasonable alternatives for geographically distant locations were not sufficiently analyzed or were arbitrarily discarded. Other issues raised in CART's appeal statement include the state's failure to take a hard look at runoff from de-icing chemicals and water quality, in the addition of disproportionate tolls on poor minority residents in violation of the U.S. Civil Rights Act. That's a good point. If you just get a car, there's times when I didn't have change. I mean, my God, you don't have any change, you can't, what are you going to do? You don't have change and you're in the middle of the bridge. So they're going to write you a ticket for $50 just because you want to cross the bridge? They're going to criminalize driving? You drove across the bridge, you get $50 fine. Oh, great, I'm poor, I didn't have the dollar, but I'm sure I'm going to find $50 fucking somehow. And if you need to get across the bridge, you know, for, you know, your wife's pregnant or something, you'll do it, you know, and she's going to labor, you'll get to where you need to go. Two other defendants, Louisville's River Fields and the National Trust for Historic Preservation in Washington, D.C., brought the lawsuit in 2009 and settled their portions of it till last January. CART promotes environmentally sustainable, socially, wait, what? Kentucky will respond in court at the appropriate time, said Chuck Wolf, spokesman for the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. So Chuck Wolf said he'll respond in court. You know, he ain't going to talk to no fucking media. Fuck you, media. We're already going to get these bridges in here where there are going to be tolls, and we're going to charge the public a shit ton of money for, you know, something that will benefit everybody. This, an interchange for 64, 65, 71, and another bridge to Indiana, that's a good investment for everybody. Anybody. That's for Kentucky, for Indiana, for America, for Louisville. So the money should come from, you know, those democratic governments which take our tax dollars. Will Wingfield, spokesman for the Indiana Department of Transportation, said, "We respect Judge Hayburn's opinion in the judicial process. As such, NDOT will not comment on any potential appeal." So, there's that. We got this fucking bridge over here, which even the David Williams, the top Republican in the Kentucky Senate, or House Senate, in the Senate, he says he'd be mad as hellfire about this bridge. The way they're treating us with this bridge is some bullshit. Oldham County, you know, there's organized gang involvement, organized crime. Charles Gazaway, they print his name up, so Charles Gazaway wrote the article. They say all the people that got arrested, the 100 block of West Madison Street on October 10th, but they don't say who the police are. They said the LaGrange police, so they give the organization who it was, but they don't have any of the individual officers. The entire police department was there, so they had, what, all 100 people, or 50? Or just, you know, Barney Fife and Jim Bob. Like, how many people was actually there? So, 100 block of West Madison Street. It's organized crime, too. So, the police seem like they have a lot of these similar characteristics of organized crime. They wolf pack. They drive around, you know, and they plan on who they're going to jump at any time. So, it's like a reverse flash mob. It's like a sinister state-sponsored flash mob, right? Just out of nowhere, we're going to pick this guy up, and so if they just swarm the area with a ton of people, they're most likely going to be able to get the dude without any, you know, arguments or anybody stopping what their objective is to do. And just pick the dude up and just wait, you know, stun the public into submission. Here's all the cops, overwhelming force, do what they want to do. So, in 1999, Desmond Rudolph was shot by 2 LMPD officers, 22 shots, and 22 shots, right? So, the Kappa was born. They wanted to get the city to create a civilian police review board, which is exactly a civilian complaint board, a civilian police review board, independently and openly investigate police abuses. Absolutely. We absolutely need that. A civilian police review board here in Louisville. Kappa helped organize a community meeting about a civilian police review board at the Chestnut YMCA at the Justice Resource Center and the NAACP Youth Council. On May 13th, Desmond Rudolph, 1990, May 13th, Desmond Rudolph was shot by Louisville police officers Chris Horn and Paul Kincaid. So if you shoot the person, then they actually print your name. Paul Kincaid and Chris Horn own their murders. But many times when police officers arrest them, the media don't report who they were there, right? You had LaGrange got hit up for gang activity when the police themselves are acting like gangs themselves, right? So, okay, so Desmond Rudolph is shot by the Louisville police officers Chris Horn and Paul Kincaid. He was unarmed and shot dead. 22 rounds were shot at him, and he was hit at least 10 times by the officers who claimed that Rudolph was going to run them over with a vehicle that was crashed into a telephone pole. So the police officer says they were about to get run over, their life was in danger, and they shot first. June 4th, Kappa and others marches on Louisville Police Headquarters and City Hall to protest the killing of Rudolph and the investigation process and demand justice. July 22nd, they attend first of 3 hearings at City Hall on the need for a civilian police review board that is independent from the police, that is open to the public, involves citizens. The hearings were sponsored by Alder people. Kappa organized citizens to attend the second hearing at the Shawnee Golf Course Clubhouse. Kappa organized citizens to attend the third hearing at St. Paul United Methodist in the East End. So the Kappa is trying to get a broad range of community support all throughout. Citizens Against Police Abuse. I don't know if they still maintain this page, because all these crimes, it goes all the way up to 2002, and it's talking mostly about the Desmond Rudolph's family. The city of Louisville settled a lawsuit to the family of Rodney Abernathy. I'm not sure what happened with Robert Abernathy. but they said it settled $600,000. So Robert Anthony, he got $600,000 when Michael Newby got $250,000 in settlements. So this is Robert Anthony's life was, worth more. At least to the judicial system and the LMPD. So the LMPD paid $600,000 to the family of Robert Anthony, and they paid $200,000 to the family of Desmond Rudolph. So Desmond Rudolph gets $200,000, and Robert Anthony's family, they get $600,000. That's in 2002. Now the incident, so you have, it doesn't go into detail to actually what had conspired to kill Desmond Rudolph. March 1st, Kappa protested Louisville Police Department's awards ceremony because it gave exceptional valor awards to officers Horn and Kincaid, who shot Desmond Rudolph dead. So they are saying exceptional valor awards for Chris Horn and Paul Kincaid. They shoot an innocent man like a dog in the street, and then, there's even if they're innocent, there's still questions out there, and how rude that they're going to give the two people that murdered the young man, Desmond Rudolph, award for exceptional valor, right? So not only does not arresting them or giving them charges vindicate them, but giving them awards and medals says that they're exemplary citizens, right, with exceptional valor. And it doesn't take valor just to, to kill an innocent person. Due to community pressure, Louisville Police Chief Gene Sherrard was fired by Mayor Armstrong for violating the mayor's trust. So the mayor can fire the police chief in approving the awards given to Horn and Kincaid. So he says that was insensitive. You shouldn't have done that. 9 police commanders stepped down to protest the mayor. At least 75 officers temporarily left their beats, leaving many areas of the city unattended. The story was reported nationwide, including a large story in the New York Times. So March 2nd, 1999, when Gene Sherrard's fired by the mayor, 9 police commanders stepped down. They said that 9 police commanders didn't want to do their job no more. If they can't kill innocent black people, they're going to step down. They want the right to be able to kill whoever they wanted to, willy-nilly. And if they don't have that right, then they'll quit their jobs, right? So the police commanders stepped down to protest the mayor. At least 75 officers temporarily left their beats, leaving many areas of the city unattended. So a lot of police officers didn't come in today, or in the day. They're protesting by not going in. The Louisville police officers march on City Hall to protest the mayor's firing of the police chief. That's March 3rd. March 3rd, 1999, you got the Louisville Metro Police out here marching on the streets like a military coup d'etat, okay? They fired the police chief. If the president fires the head of the military, the president is the commander-in-chief. So if you fire the head of the military and then the military stages protest, on the street, it's a coup d'etat. It's a military coup d'etat. Now, they might have just do their demonstration and then just come back, but once they've done that, they show that they can do it. They have the power to do whatever they please. So Kappa participated in a march with 1,000 citizens to the 4th District Police Station following the death of Desmond Rudolph and the mayor's firing of Police Chief Gene Sherrard. Louisville police officers marched again to downtown. So they marched March 3rd, they marched March 5th, they marched March 17th. So they marched 3 times. 3 times the Louisville police marched, just like the Ku Klux Klan, just like the white supremacists in 1975, to protest integration. They marched. The police are supposed to be not unbiased, neutral participants. Like, they're not supposed to be on one side or another, right? You're not supposed to be making political decisions. But I guess, no, all decisions are political. So 2 of Rudolph's brothers and his cousins were arrested on misdemeanor charges. March 17th. So they're targeting Rudolph's family, right? Desmond Rudolph's family is being targeted now. And Kappa organized a forum on community-oriented policing at the Presbyterian community-orienting policing, right? Shepherd Square Housing Complex. The film was shown called New Cop on the Beat, reveals how community policing principles have transformed the city of New Haven, Connecticut. Nick Pastore, the New Haven police chief, started the new policing methods. We're there to answer the questions. We should do community policing. Use of force by the Louisville police was explored for 3 days in the Kerr Journal. It revealed that the police engaged in force against citizens, sometimes brutal and inhumane. And more carrying on. Kentucky News. Viva la Revolution.